So what's it like being David's assistant?
I get asked this like all the time.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I would say it's fun.
It's fun.
Overall, of anything. I mean, it's stressful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
In a fun in like a chaotic way, or fun in just an overall like?
I feel like I'm the type of person that I love chaos.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the last person I would think that would love chaos.
Because I'm like very low key.
Yeah, because you're very. You seem, out of everybody that I know who hangs out with us, and this is not an insult to them, but you seem like the most normal, without a doubt. You seem like the most level-headed and the most normal.
Yeah.
And that actually makes sense, because it's always the normies that you gotta watch out for. But no, it's like I just never would have expected that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very like quiet and reserved.
Yeah.
But
you enjoy.
I feel like I always like I see people like even in my friendships like all my like everybody is kind of like a little crazy, and I like that because I'm not necessarily like that, but I like being surrounded by that.
Oh, so you like hanging around people who have characteristics that aren't like you, so that you can experience those characteristics? Does that make sense?
I guess. I feel like it's just kind of like a balance. Like
Yeah. You like hanging around people that who are just different than you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
But being his assistant it's definitely, I actually was talking to him about this last night. We were editing and sitting there, and we were just, every morning he wakes up and he's like, oh my God, can you believe this? Like, look at this place. Like,
yeah.
We were in Vernon Hills like a couple years ago. It's crazy. And before I moved out here, before he asked me, or when he was originally asking me last summer, like, do you want to do this, blah, 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 I was like, yeah, sure. I originally, the first 6 months, I did it for like school credit because I needed 2 more credits to graduate.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll just do it for the 6 months. I'll get my credits, graduate, like get a real job, you know? And I had no idea, like I had no expectations or anything. And I work like all day, every day. Yeah. And I don't really have like weekends per se, but like granted, like when we're working, it's also we're like hanging out, it's fun.
Yeah, does it feel, I'm assuming there's more, some days feel more like work than others.
Definitely. There's always like, there's a few meetings a week.
Yeah.
And that's the more business aspect, I guess.
Yeah, but then Jonah wants to ride a moped into a pool or something like that, and that feels less like work and more like this is fun.
Yeah.
Well, so before you even started doing the whole assistant thing, like you went to school with Dave? You guys were in school together?
Yeah, so we grew up together. We met in like, I want to say the 6th grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, he moved into like, we lived in like, our townhomes were literally like attached to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny, like whenever we bring back people from LA, I'm like, oh, like there's my house, or the people that live in my house now, because my family doesn't live there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh yeah, those are the people that live in my house. They're like, oh, where do you live? I'm like right there. This is literally my house attached to his. And they're like, what? Like people don't understand that we were literally best friends growing up.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that you were best friends growing up. I thought. Yeah. Okay, so you guys were like best friends. You hung around a lot, and I'm assuming has it always been the same kind of like I guess like just the same kind of relationship, which is it always feels like to me whenever I see you around David, it's always like you're his big sister. Yeah. And that's always what I've seen, and I don't know if it's always been that way.
It's like 100% it's been that way. And
that's
the whole reason why I think like when him and his manager were like, okay, I think you need to get an assistant, like things are getting a little crazy. Yeah. And so he was like, Natalie should be the one to move out here and help me do it, because I feel like... Because
he trusts you.
Yeah, he trusts me, number one. And number two, I was always that big sister that he never had, like telling him, should I do this? Should I not do this? Is this stupid? Is it not, whatever. Yeah. Just like giving him direction, I guess. Not that I'm taking credit for everything, but...
No, I know you're not, but like you definitely are that person in his life that, at least from what I see, where if he has like some sort of problem, it seems like you're almost kind of like a voice of reason for him in a way, and he listens to you, and he doesn't listen to many people. Yeah. And you also don't like... I feel like sometimes people might say like yes to David, and you definitely are. like, I'm not saying he has yes men around him. He doesn't.
Right.
Like, everyone's just his friend.
Yeah.
But more people are inclined to say yes, and you're somebody that just goes like, nah, I don't want to, like, no, this is it. And you're more of a no person to him a little bit in a way. But I feel like that's because you guys have known each other so long, and you're more comfortable telling him, like, no, I don't want, like, no, or I don't know. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, and I feel like that has a lot to do with, I mean, now the tables are kind of turned. You know how they always say, like, be nice to the nerd because one day it'll be your boss?
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of like this situation in a way. But I feel like it used to be, like, back when we were, like, in our neighborhood crew with all those Vernon Hills guys and everything, like, I was always the girl that was like, let's do this or let's do that or whatever. And now it's kind of like David, like, the tables have kind of, like, turned in a way. I mean, I'm still, but I originally had that. Like,
that was
authority.
your position, is to being almost like, I wouldn't say the party planner, or like, but I mean, the night, there's always that, like, the person who plans the night.
Right.
We're doing this tonight.
Sure.
And that was you.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I don't know if we went to parties. But
yeah, but like even,
cool.
but like what we're gonna do tonight, that was your,
right.
Like, that's what you liked to do, and now it's completely flipped. And that's so funny, because I never would have thought of you as that person either. Back then, I never would have thought of you as that person.
I think I'm different around people that I'm, like, super comfortable with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, moving out here, the only person I know is David. Not that, like, I'm not comfortable around you guys.
Yeah.
Consider you guys all my friends now, but, like, first moving out here, it was just like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like, who are these people?
I could see that. You did seem a little bit closed off. I think you have, like, opened yourself up to everybody. I mean, you've been here for almost a year, hasn't it?
No.
Been a year?
No, not yet. January it'll be a year, but almost a year, which is insane.
So you always wanted to do this? You always wanted to not be a YouTuber's assistant?
This is my dream. It's come true. I mean, I was a psychology major in school, which I think has been fairly applicable to my career.
That's definitely helped you.
For any career, I guess. But I don't really know what I was originally, like, I was pre-med. I was supposed to, like, go to med school, do that whole thing, but I just knew I couldn't do more school. Yeah. So, I don't know, I was kind of like, I love, I think we've talked about this before, like, I love, like, event planning, or, like, coordination, social media, things like that, and...
Totally.
So this has definitely been, like, a good leeway, like, a good starting point for my path.
I mean, because you do that right now.
Yeah, I do, like, everything right now.
Yeah.
It's so awesome that I get to dabble in a little bit of everything. Yeah. David asked me to move out here, and I was just like, that sounds awesome. Like, I don't really have a plan. I didn't have a job yet or anything, and I was on the hunt. Yeah. So I just kind of made the move, and when I think about it, I'm like, holy crap! Like, what is this? What am I doing?
Yeah.
This is such a bizarre, different life to live.
I guess I meant more. Yeah, I meant more from the sense of, like, when you have, like, what do they call it? Like David's bitches coming over, and on the treadmill, and he's, like, throwing. Does it ever go like? Do you ever go like, holy shit? Like, this is either really cool or really weird. I think you lean towards more really cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird.
It's not weird.
As much as it should be.
Did it start as weird? Did you think it was weird?
No, I don't know.
Really? You didn't think it was weird? That's interesting.
I mean, I was around when David was, like, when he was first doing Vine in high school. Yeah. And I was helping him with his Vines, like, I was doing.
Oh yeah. David told me that.
So. Yeah. It's always been, like, a thing.
Yeah.
And I've always subconsciously known what it was, what he was doing, but I never, like, fully understood, I think.
You were sort of predisposed to the chaos of it all.
Yeah.
Okay. And since you, I don't know, like, I was always like, I wonder what Natalie thinks of all of this.
Yeah.
Like, what she thinks of all of this, like, you know, this, we're going to do stunts, and there has to be a posting schedule and all this stuff, and I just never knew if, like, you were like, this is some crazy shit.
I mean, it is pretty crazy, I guess. When I first came, and I was first trying to process everything, in my first couple weeks, I was just like, you know, disposed to everything was just like this all the time. Yeah. And it was, I think maybe I don't even think about it anymore because it's so normal to me. It's weird that people, like, you don't live a normal life, and I'm so used to, like, all my friends live such a normal life. My family is very normal, suburban. Yeah. You know, middle class, whatever.
Totally.
And you come here and there's like, you know, almost every, like I'm driving a Tesla, which is like, you know, $150,000 car, or, you know, Ferraris, McLarens, whatever it is, like it's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's almost so much that you can't even process.
Totally, yeah. It's definitely just a different lifestyle that. And do you prefer like Los Angeles and this lifestyle, or kind of the one that you had?
I wish that I could have the best of both worlds. It's
Yeah.
the cheesiest answer, but
yeah.
I mean, I definitely miss home, and I miss my friends. The friends that I've known my friends my entire life. Like we all went to elementary school, middle school, high school. Like it's such a community. And here everybody's so different, and
yeah,
it's a different agenda, I guess. I don't know. But
agenda.
I love my career here. I like what I do here.
Yeah.
But I love my friends and family at home.
Oh, totally, yeah. And I guess it is hard to. I mean, I live, but I used to live. My hometown's only 30 miles away.
Yeah.
And even still, there's that like divide of like, when I hop on the freeway to go over there, it's like I'm entering a different world, because it does feel like a different world. And it's different because Vernon Hills, you know, where you and David grew up, it's very much suburbia, and it's very much just this quiet, like shopping mall, like just very.
The mall is the biggest attraction.
Yeah, like that, and was it Vernon Hills Days or something?
Sure.
That's another, and it's like those two things. And it's one of those towns that's not known for much.
Yeah.
And it's the same with mine. It's like not known for much. And I, in the same way, where I really miss, like I eventually just want to live in Orange County just because it's just so quiet, and it's like I want to get a house there.
Yeah.
Because we're looking on the streets right now. There's like how many people? Like at least 100.
Yeah.
There's probably at least 100 people. There's no one on the streets in where I grew up. And when I went to Vernon Hills, it seemed like the exact same way, where there was nobody on the streets. And it's just a lot of families and stuff like that, just in their houses. And I guess maybe that's why, because I'm with you where I'm like, where you kind of enjoy the chaos of not only what you do, but LA. Like I enjoy that a lot too, but I think it's because we come from these sheltered places, total opposite places, and especially in the first year, it's definitely like, oh my god, like the big city, and like and I get to, you know, do all these things, and I mean, I've lived here for 5 years now, and I'm now more leaning towards like, I just like fucking quiet, and just I don't like two homeless guys fighting outside my apartment, and like it lost its charm like a long time ago. But yeah, I'm like the same way, where it would be nice to have the best of both worlds. And I had that too. My mom literally, she lived here for a year. Yeah. So I could see her. Right. But she even moved out. She's like, I can't fucking stay here. Yeah.
I think everybody has that sort of perspective though on LA. It's like you get in, you make your money, you do your thing, and then you get the fuck out, you know?
It's almost like a school, isn't it? It's almost like a college. Yeah. Like you go there, you go to this weird entertainment college where you hopefully graduate, or you become a professor, and that means you live here, and you're like, the professor would be somebody like Kanye West, I guess. Right. And then, or you get out, or you drop out, and you go home. Yeah. But it does sometimes not feel like a place where people live. Mm-hmm. Like I was shocked because I'm shocked to see children in LA. I didn't know kids lived here. Yeah. I didn't know people raised kids in LA. Like it just doesn't feel like that kind of place. Right. Because you know we see like people like partying and stuff like all the time, like on Hollywood Boulevard, and it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a Vernon Hills kind of place. So basically, another thing is like, do you eventually want to go back to Vernon Hills and like live there, and like that's where you want to settle down?
Yeah, I mean maybe not necessarily Vernon Hills, but like Chicago area, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, 1,000%. Yeah. I always want to. Huh. I mean, even when I first moved here, I was like, I think I went home like, and I was lucky that David let me do that, and I was also still in school, so I would have to go back and like take a placement exam or things like that just to finish up my degree. Yeah. But I was going home like every 3 to 4 weeks the first couple months I was out here. And I think that helped me a lot because it was like I was always looking forward to like going home. It's like here was my vacation. I would go home. Yeah. You know? in a way.
Yeah. So here was...
I would come here, do my thing for like 3 weeks, and then I would go home, and like it was almost like this was a dream. Like I was going to my dream and into my dream, and then coming back home.
And you would go, and then you would go back home to the... I remember when we went there once, there was a swamp. There's a swamp in someone's backyard in Vernon Hills.
Yeah.
Whose house was that?
Chris's
house. He had a swamp, like a full-blown like Shrek swamp.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this doing here? And then David threw a firework in it. And then that was... And also, when he did that, it was a huge noise. No one said anything. It was just like this normal thing, like, oh yeah, David's just gonna throw a firework in the lake, and even the neighbors were not. They didn't even poke their heads out.
Yeah.
You did that here, there would be SWAT.
Right.
There would be like SWAT that came.
That was always. I feel like that was always one of his things. Was fireworks. Like he always messed around with fireworks.
Yeah.
Getting caught with them and things like that.
Explosions and fire.
Yes.
So now that you're here, and now that you're doing this is a weird, I mean, not weird question, but like, because everyone here does YouTube. Would you never do that? YouTube?
I don't think I have like the personality for YouTube, like. And I think also, and this is something that David always preaches, is like you have to, you don't just make content, you just don't make videos just to make videos. Like you do it because it's like a passion, and that's what people see through that.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I get this a lot. People are always like, make a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what would I do?
Yeah.
I could be like, I could go vlog about like, oh, I went to the store today. And I brushed my hair. And, I just don't think that's like.
And that's not something that's not something that's interesting to you.
Right.
It's not something that you.
And I don't know. I don't see your blinker is on.
Oh shit! How long's it been on?
I don't know.
Oh Jesus!
I just heard it, but
now it's back on.
And I don't really see, for myself at least, I don't see like being an influencer as like I don't want to say anything bad, but as like a long-term career for me personally.
Sure.
Like I don't think that's what I'm going to be successful in.
You don't see your own personal longevity in it.
Right.
You can see longevity in others, but you don't see your own like I wouldn't want to do this like long term. I wouldn't want to. I mean, like even if you were to be an influencer,
right,
you wouldn't do it long term.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people like from doing this job and being in videos and things like that. Like I have gained a bunch of followers on social media.
Yeah.
And everyone from back home is like, "Oh my God, you're an influencer now," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
no,
like
no, not an influencer at all."
Yeah, this just naturally happened, right. I guess. Yeah, because you're around like influencers a lot. It's such a strange, because if you're an influencer, which I just don't understand that word in any way. I just don't know why people don't say I'm an Instagram. I guess it's just it can take up a lot of different like subcategories, like. People don't want to call themselves, I'm an Instagrammer, and I'm a YouTuber, and I'm an actor, and I'm a model. I guess just influencer, just...
covers it all.
Yeah, it covers it all.
It's a big umbrella.
Yeah, but I also think that a problem with a lot of influencers is that they can... I mean, it's not a problem, but I guess it's a symptom of it, is that if you're around one, then you get, like, that influence in a way.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're, like, I know a lot of people who just hang around influencers, like, and they get, like, become an influencer, and they become a YouTuber, and they become these things just by knowing the person.
Right.
And obviously that's not what you do, because you actually, like, you have a job.
Right.
And it's just what happened with your social media. It was just I guess it was just coincidence, and it was just, happenstance. It wasn't something you were, like, planning.
Right.
And it's not like, it's so funny, I've seen your photos, and it's very much like a girl from Vernon Hills. It's not like an influencer. It's just like a girl from Vernon Hills. It's like, you're not taking photos next to Lamborghinis or anything like that, or like, or trying to show this lifestyle that you're living that it's not actually you. It's just like very much just like, this is Natalie. And,
take it for what it is. Yeah, I think a lot of people can go in trying to be authentic and then come out not being authentic, and it's not even intentional or something that they meant to do or trying to do. It's just a matter of that's what social media does to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's like the curse, the sickness of social media, I feel like.
Is that it can kind of make you...
Changes people.
Well, yeah, it makes you put up your best side of who you are, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you put on a smile and shit, and even if you're not feeling that day. Right. I mean, that's just the overall, everybody knows that curse of it, is that if you go on it, it's very much an escape from, your real life, or from everybody's real life. It's like going into Happy Land. Doesn't it feel like that? It's like going into like Happy Land where everything's fine.
Right. Everything's great.
Even people that things aren't fine. It's just like, and you go on there and they're like posting a selfie that's like a smile, and you're like, I know that this isn't happening. We just
It was really sad.
Yeah. You just got off the phone with me and you were crying for 4 hours. Did you just post this? I can still see the tears on your cheek. And it's like, obviously it's like this. It's easy to say it's fake. I don't think it is. I think it's just a lot of people being influenced by a lot of other people who are all showing their best side, so they in turn feel like they have to also do that and show that. I mean, no one's gonna post a photo of like them getting a colonoscopy or something, Not that anyone would want it, probably because no one wants to see that. Yeah. So no YouTube, no influencing, just doing the assisting, sort of.
I mean, I don't want to say no. I mean, if something comes along and somebody wants to have me do something on my Instagram, why not?
Yeah, like make a bit of money, you mean?
Right.
Yeah. But you wouldn't want to be like, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Natalie's Vlogs. Today we're going to be doing some crazy stuff.
I can't even a picture that would just be strange.
Yeah. It might be. I guess it might be. I'm trying to envision what that would look like, and it's what's up, guys? Today's Natalie's Vlogs. Today
is Natalie's Vlogs. Welcome to my channel. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. What are we gonna be doing today? Today I'm gonna be answering some calls and making myself some lunch.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited for a tuna sandwich? Because that's what I'm gonna make.
Tuna sandwich.
I'm making a tuna sandwich.
It's not what I'm gonna make.
What, you don't eat tuna?
No.
Why? Why not? What's wrong with tuna?
Tuna's. Ugh.
I mean, that's a good argument, I guess. It's just ugh.
That's all I need to say about it.
Yeah, really. All right.